All right, well, another day, another failure. And we got something to do today, but I noticed something else on my way, leaving with the bus, and we're gonna check on it. And that is this little feller here. What are you doing, pal? You're brand new, you're still wet. Oh, well, probably several hours old at least. Good enough that he's active. Oh, I see why. It's because you came in here and you spooked him. Okay, well, that's good. Okay, so that will be today's project after a while. And we gotta run and go pick up something though. So it's a good thing that the old trailer's still hooked up to the truck, because I made a spur of the moment purchase, and actually two things. And when you see this, you're gonna wonder, you know, what am I thinking? But yeah. Now I'm seeing something else out here too. I'm thinking that instead of just one, I'm thinking there's another calf that was born. So that happened in the last probably 10 or 12 hours because they weren't here last night. I guess it's because the weather has turned cold, perhaps, again. Now they're gonna think that I'm doing something. Yeah. I don't know why we're following me. You think I got something interesting to show you? Sure. Another new little feller. Now you don't have to go berserk. That one is the one I saw this morning, first thing. That one is more brand new than the other one. You can tell by the way that it is. But still up and at it, and that's what I like to see. So yeah, that thing's probably gonna go mess it all up, but yeah. All right then, well, I'm glad that that provided us some excitement for this morning, but you guys just hang out till I get back. Anytime there's new calves, the rest of them get kind of worked up too. I mean, they're interested in it. Some of the mother instincts kick in them, I suppose, because sometimes they, you know, they all are looking out for the little fellers. So yeah, but luckily, typically, knock on wood, I don't have a lot of trouble with having to, you know, be there and pull them and stuff like that. Now back off now. There we go. All right. I guess before we go, I'll give them a little bit of something to munch on. Keep them all under control, because I'll be gone for probably at least an hour. But yeah, two new little fellers, and that's a good deal. All right, welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Ross the Oliver Man. I just took this and took some ear corn out there and gave it to him. We need to probably try our sheller out on our grinder before I use all that up, because yeah, it's just life happens, you know. So anyway, two new calves overnight, which is good. The first one we looked at, I would say, was probably born after it got dark yesterday. And then, you know, this other one was probably born sometime in the hours of this morning. I saw them both standing out there when I left with the bus. I saw the one for sure. Then I thought I saw something else, but, you know, what have you. So, anyway, they should be fine. Usually if you can, you know, go up to them and then they take off and run around a little bit and whatever, then you know they're all right to leave unsupervised for a while. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'll come back and assess the situation again later before I leave for this afternoon's bus route. And if it looks like they need to be pinned up separately, why, I can do that fairly easily. But based on what I saw, they both seem to be like we're in good shape, you know. The mothers know what to do, and they pretty well take care of everything. The only thing we got to watch is that they don't end up, you know, somewhere where there's going to be a tremendous mud hole that they could get stuck in, because that has happened to me before, unfortunately, where I left for the bus route thinking everything was okay. Calf was up moving around, and when I came back, the mother had knocked it down into some mud and it couldn't get back out, and before I got there it didn't make it. So yeah, that's just something we got to watch. It's hard to mess with them with Buddy the dog wandering around, because he likes to play with the cows, as you might notice there from a distance. He probably doesn't realize that I'm watching him, but oh, I see. He had to swipe himself some corn, so sure, that's fine. But anyway, ear corn is nice because you can just lay it out there and they'll pick it up and eat it, you know. No special anything required. And like I've said before, maybe you don't agree with the way I'm doing things. I really don't care. I've done it my way for many years, and it works. So at first, when I started doing this YouTube deal, I was kind of hesitant about showing animals because I didn't want a lot of nonsense comments from people who didn't know anything about what they were talking about, or your, you know, animal rights people. But I would argue that mine are taken care of pretty good. I mean, they never want for anything to eat or drink, and they can pretty well go wherever they want around this place. So, you know, disagree with me, I guess, if you're a big time cattle guy, but if you're in your lazy boy and saying I'm not doing it right, that's probably, your opinion is probably not going to be really high up on my list as things I need to change. So yeah, let's head out and go get these treasures. And when you see this, I mean, you're going to wonder what's wrong with me, but I do have a vision in mind. Of course, it will all depend on how terrible of shape they're in, because the two things I bought were not the thing I originally started bidding on. And then I thought I'll just bid on all three, and then I ended up losing the one that I started with and won these two. So maybe these are the better two, you know. But anyway, let's get going. Super duty. Haven't run in like a day. Will you run? Absolutely, every time. Ain't that nice? Trailer connected? Well, yes it is. Tire sensor's bad. Yeah, that's next on our list. Probably just buy 4 new tires and 4 new tire sensors and be done with it. I hate to throw away stuff that ain't wore out yet, but if I had good tires on it, I wouldn't be afraid to take it anywhere I wanted. There's mother cow out there with a baby. See, they're pretty smart. Like when we were out there, when that horse and stuff started coming around behind me, she immediately got up and ran off into the trees. And, you know, they know what's up. And they do a pretty good job of taking care of them. And I don't typically have trouble with any of them fearing me you know, like the mother try to attack me or whatever, because I'm out there every day with them. They know that I'm okay. So, but the horse and stuff, other animals, the mother will still run off with them, or Buddy the dog, you know. So yeah, see, she's gonna take him back under the cover there and just hang out in there. So yeah, I like to have places that they can retreat to, you know. People probably don't like that setup either with you know, the way I got my fence system, but anywhere they are on this place, I try to keep it where they can always get into the trees somewhere. That way, especially like in the summer when it gets to be 90 degrees outside, they've always got access to shade, and they've always got access to water. And then obviously in the summer they've got pasture, so they've always got food. But that's the deal there. Trailer disconnected. No, it's not. It's still connected. Did my harness fall out? I guess perhaps I should check that before leaving. No, we need to order this. This thing is not, I keep forgetting that. That piece that bolts in or snaps in the truck is like 50 bucks. I'm gonna order one. I'm also gonna pick up my cord across the driveway. Oh, this is shaving up to be a real excellent video. Just a bunch of nonsense. I mean, I probably ought also put my new license plate on this thing. I got one the other day, and oh well, it'll make another trip, as it is. Check that out. How does the truck know that? Trailer right turn lamp fault. I wonder if my connector is just garbage, or whether it really... Let's turn on the right turn signal. I pulled this trailer all over the other day and never had any trouble. And now today, sure enough, I don't have right turn lamp. So the question is it just burned out, or is it still my plug? Let's try left. Well, son of a Knudsen. Now the other one, the tail light's back on the other one. I wonder if it was just... Geez. Let's try that. Today's video is going to be called Getting Nothing Done. Yeah, sure enough, it does not. But then the truck, what is happening? Okay, it has to be. Okay, that's enough proof there that we're gonna need more stuff. The whole plug pulled out of the back of the trailer, a thing that's built into the truck. And so I'm wondering, see there, I got it again. I'm wondering if I order that new one, if it will in fact fix that problem, or whether it's going to have, like, the clip thing is broke off of the plug, and I also need to get like the pigtail. I don't know. But either way, if I get a new one of those, it will stay in the holder, and then we can figure out the rest later. Yeah, sure. Sounds like I know what I'm doing. Very rarely do I, but we'll put the brand new plate in the truck, so if we get in trouble, we can play dumb. Well, now we're cruising good, so hopefully we can make the rest of this journey without a lot of hassle. This is would this be the farthest I went with this? I don't know. It's probably pretty comparable to when I went and got that gate the other night, but I keep going farther and farther away from home with this rig just to see if it's really indeed trustworthy before I start out for like California or something with it. Not that I would go there, but you know what I'm saying. It has to prove to me that it's good to go before we really venture too far away. So, yeah. But I think we should be good now. We got all our lights working, and yeah. Many things for sale out here. Both outright and on the old auction time. He told me, the guy who owns it told me they just built this huge building that's heated, and they keep high dollar tractors in there that the hoods will crack in the cold, he said. Well, the GoPro died, but yeah, he was telling me that building he built so that, you know, their inventory didn't decline in value by fiberglass cracking and stuff. But they usually buy a lot of stuff. They buy out of states and everything. So, yeah. But I think my stuff is down over here. So, we'll check it out. All right. Well, we'll look at these treasures when we get home, but I couldn't pass up a good deal. They wouldn't both fit on the trailer, so we had to improvise. Luckily, this one will fit on the bed of the truck. But I'll tell you what my thoughts are when we look at them when we get home. So anyway, yeah. At least they're on here, and now we can head back to familiar ground. So I decided I needed to stop here at the old farm store, but something caught my eye here whilst out and about, and that is this livestock trailer, if you can call it that. I think that if I loaded up in it, I could probably bend it, but the price is right at 7,000 bucks, and that caught my eye because Dad brought a Corn Pro when I was a kid that was at the county fair, and I want to say that he paid 7,000 for it, and it is twice the trailer of this. Like this, you can just tell the thinness of this metal and stuff. I'm not knocking them. I mean, it is what it is. If you go to a farm store and buy a trailer, you can't expect heavy duty, but I don't know, just knowing the cows like I do and stuff, I think that they would have this pretty well destroyed in short order. It's not even, this is a 12-foot trailer, I guess. I guess if you were a hobbyist and you wanted like goats and stuff, sheep, that would be a nice, you know, trailer that would pull easy, but I don't think I would load up a, you know, 2,500 pound cow in there or something. I just, whatever. But like I said, you know, when you go to a place like a retail store, I guess you can't expect the most heavy duty, but yeah. Man, this day seems to be going pretty good so far. So that can only mean one thing, that something terrible is going to happen after a while. But I thought it'd be all right to have some ratchet straps in this white pickup, because of course I didn't bring anything, not thinking about it, you know. They're all in the aluminum box on that 2-color pickup, and they had stuff marked down 50%, and these packs of 2 were $6 a piece. So I bought all the ones they had, and we should be in business as far as hauling goes now. So yeah, we'll head home and I'll get a GoPro battery, and we will take a closer look at our treasures here, which I use the word loosely, treasures, but we'll see. We might be able to turn them into something. Oh, Buddy the dog, what are you doing, pal? Standing there watching us? Bovines are resting. That's good. We made it back home, though, is what I'm saying. So let's take a look at our treasures here, which we will probably have a separate video on each whenever the time comes that I get to mess with them. I guess let's start with the lesser of the two. These were both afterthoughts. There were 3 carts on this auction time auction, and I saw the other one was I can't remember the name of it, but it was made for like factory use in plants and stuff. They're still in business, but they've been sold to other companies, and it was made of like diamond tread steel. Let me see if I can find the name of it real quick. Oh, Taylor Dunn is what it was, and it was a little electric cart deal. And the story I got from the equipment guy was these all came from an estate, and the guy was an Alice Chalmers collector, hence that's why 2 of them are painted orange. But anyway, this one I gave $80 for, and I figured it was worth that. You know, I don't know whether it's usable, whether it's garbage, but what it is a hydraulic dump bed cart. So if by some chance I could get this to run, it could be kind of handy around here because, hey, hydraulic lift, you know. Stuff doesn't seem froze up too bad. I mean, that is not very good, but we got movement. Not everything is a rusty ball of garbage. So I know nothing about these other than the fact that this is a Cushman, and there are people who collect Cushman stuff, and there is even like a big swap meet, I think, up at the Portland Showgrounds every year for just Cushman stuff. So I'm saying if I could get it to go fairly simply, this could be kind of handy. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to come up with a seat. Obviously that's long gone, but that wouldn't be nothing. But it is hydraulic dump bed to my knowledge, because we couldn't just lift it. So I'm saying that somewhere under there is a little hoist. I can't quite get a good glimpse of it, but I'm sure all will be revealed when the time comes. And this bed ain't much anymore, but I'm sure it can be, you know, patched up into service if we have to. The sides got bent in from lifting it, and I did the same thing when we loaded it on here. There's no good place to hook to in the back because you can't get anywhere since the bed's hydraulic lift. So I just hooked a chain from each side in there and then strung it around the sides, which is what somebody before me had done. And that's why it's like that. So I'm not too awfully concerned about this one. I mean, if it works, it works. If not, you know, somebody else can own it probably. But it's something different, and it's a lot more than my little golf cart. My little golf cart doesn't really haul a lot of stuff. And I bought it to take to shows and ride around, but Grandpa uses it every day, so I never got to do that. So that's project number 1, or added to our pile. So project number 4,386.7. But then I got this sucker. Like I said, the old boy was an Alice Chalmers collector, so he painted her orange. But underneath that orange is powder blue. Actually, underneath the orange looks like red, and then powder blue under that, maybe. And I would say the powder blue is the original color. What this is, it is a Harley-Davidson golf cart. And I had seen these before. There you go. It says AMF Harley-Davidson, so this is probably in the 1970s. Because I think they sold out after, I want to say like 63 to 69, it was Harley-Davidson only. And then after that, they sold this line to this AMF deal, and they kept making them. And then they sold out, and they kept making them up into the 80s. But this was cheap enough that I thought, wouldn't it be neat to be able to get this to go and ride it around at shows? I would say that it would probably run. Or is it stuck? I don't remember. I don't know enough about it, but if it's not stuck, even if it is stuck, it ain't that difficult to work on this. And I think you can get all the parts. There are collectors of these, and we're gonna have to look it all up. I'll do that by the time we do our next video on it. But these codes all mean something, and it tells you what year they are. The model is a 3B, and then this is JO, and I think that J was the 1970s, and O would mean this is a 1970 model. But I'm not up on all that. I don't know. We're gonna have to see if that's really what goes on here. And like I said, I know nothing really about it other than the little bit that I have gleaned from the internet. But I do know that there are guys who fix these up and go, so I would say that we can do the same thing, and they're kind of neat. I mean, it's a something different, you know, like I said, to ride around at a show. Wouldn't that be nifty? So yeah. Kind of depressing though. I was hoping that maybe it wasn't stuck, but if it is, it is. I know the transmission's not stuck because when we lifted it, the wheels were moving there, but we'll take her with it in another video and investigate what we have to do. But for now, I'm just glad that it's home. And like I said, the body is fiberglass, I believe. So, and it seems in pretty good shape, like not busted up or cracked. The nose is a little bit cracked, but that is to be expected. But yeah, I'm thinking that the hardest part's going to be a whole bunch, and I mean a whole bunch of paint stripping on this to get it back down to the, you know, a nice layer. But when we get it running or whatever, it's going to get painted meadow green and then take it to a show, and it's going to be my little ride around job if I ever go to a show. But I never usually go, so I guess I'll just ride it around at home. All right, so that's where we are. More treasures here on the Rusty Ranch. Yeah, the old nose of this sucker's kind of rough, but that is to be expected. We'll do the best we can, and I'm sure they make fiberglass repair kits, but that is not my big priority right now. It will be unloading it off the truck and seeing about making it run. And it looks like this one we may be seeing about unsticking it. So we'll dive into them both at a later time. But that's what I know so far. I don't even think there's any good way that a guy could get down to this one and try her out and see. But I mean, there's the little hydraulic pump. So like I said, more projects, and we'll have videos on these at a later time. As always, if you enjoy my videos, give them a thumbs up. That helps out the channel, and it doesn't cost you anything. Leave a comment. Tell me that you liked it, or tell me that you hated it. Tell me I'm a moron. I really don't care, but anything that you say helps us out too. So thank you again, as always, for watching, and I will see you in the next one.